Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman met with the media on Thursday afternoon. We have some big injury updates to report, new starting kicker for the Irish, and some big scheduling news to talk about in this video with Eric Hansen and Tyler Horka. Folks, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to Blue and Gold, this YouTube channel for more content. Of course, blueandgold.com is your home for all things Notre Dame football and recruiting. Big recruiting weekend for the Irish upcoming. You can find all the details about that at blueandgold.com. And the big injury news, Donovan Hinish out for the game with a concussion. Notre Dame could really use him against Navy, who's obviously going to run the football a lot. And yeah, you can see the rest of the availability update that Horka tweeted. So Tyler, what's your big takeaways from this? Yeah, again, Hinish is the big news. That's like new. Greathouse has been on that questionable list, it seems like, forever now.
Yeah, it's definitely Hinish. And for the reason that you mentioned, it's Navy, it's the triple option offense. You want to invest in your defensive players who have seen that before. And Hinish is obviously one of those guys. And it all starts up front in any game, but it definitely starts up front when you're playing Navy, who likes to get at you at the point of attack. And there's going to be so much going on at the line of scrimmage that you need to be ready for. And we talked to Notre Dame defensive line coach Al Washington earlier this week, and he just kind of ran through a couple of names of the guys that he thinks were going to be big impact players against Navy, and Donovan Hinish was one of those guys. So there's a lot that needs to happen from Jason Onyes, Jared Dawson's, Elijah Hughes of the world. Those guys need to play very, very well in this game. And then, like you said, Mike, I will be interested to see if any of the guys from the questionable list there make a return. Some of them you could probably say, let's sit them one more, but it is November and, you know, it's crunch time. So the sooner that those guys get back, the better for Notre Dame.
Yeah, probably don't need Christian Gray. But Eric, do you think we see Jaden Greathouse this weekend?
I don't think so. But I do think we will see him in November. I would be surprised if we, and it'll spoil all the conspiracy theories, but I do think we'll see him at some point in November. I know they have plans for him and they'd like to use him.
Any other thoughts on the availability update from today?
Yeah, the Hinish was the big one on there. Christian Gray, I think, again, you have, you can play with an extra safety and take a corner off the field, even though Navy throws the ball well. I could see Tay Johnson even being like in a cornerback role and playing Luke Talich and Adon Schuler together, or even Jalen Stroman. This almost fits his skill set better than, you know, a pass-happy offense. So I think Notre Dame has a lot of good options in the back end of their defense.
Yeah, of course, Hinish out with a concussion. We got that news today. More news. Eric Schmidt is going to start against Navy. Pulling up another Tyler Horka tweet. Freeman says, yeah, freshman Eric Schmidt, former Wisconsin commit. The Irish flipped him late last cycle. So true frosh here getting the start. Number one place kicker against the midshipmen and possibly moving forward. 12 of 13 on PATs, 0 for 2 on field goals. Quote from Freeman: at the end of the day, the ultimate decision to make is what is best for the team. Eric, you are our resident kicker expert. Tell us about this one. You've been calling for this too, Eric.
I have.
I thought this all week.
I love this move, and there's a few reasons why. One is, I think this could, even if Noah Burnett gets better and he becomes your number one place kicking option, you're making some investments in Eric Schmidt that can pay off this season yet. Let's say you get into the playoff and you need a 50-plus kick and with a little bit of wind resistance. There's one guy on your roster that can make that kick. Now, it's not automatic, but there's only one guy that could get it there, and that's Eric Schmidt. He could kick a 55-yarder. If it goes through the uprights, but it'll make it there. And I like the fact that if he's in that situation in the playoff, he will have had the pressure of kicking in games before. I also think he's going to be your place kicker in 2026. And why not get him accustomed to that role? You know, he's been able to get his feet wet with kickoffs. He's been doing that since the Purdue game. He's also kicked 12 extra points out of 13. He's only missed one of those. He has missed both his field goal attempts, not because they were short. But I like this move a lot. And just having talked to Mitch Jeter earlier today for our Third and Goal podcast. That the thing that prolongs the injury that he has, that both Jeter had last year and Noah Burnett has now, is striking the football, and so it gets you in the groin, it gets you in the hip, and you just kind of prolong it. And so what he needs more than anything else is rest right now.
Horka, anything?
Yeah, on Schmidt, I think a big deal is definitely the leg. If you go back to fall camp, we saw a lot of kicking in those sessions that we were privy to attending, and it sounds different coming off his foot. It looks different. The ball is hit harder when he kicks it than opposed to Noah Burnett, and that does nothing for experience. And I thought that Noah Burnett's experience at North Carolina would win out. But then you throw in the injury that Eric's talking about, and you can basically throw the experience out the window because he's dealing with a physical thing that turns into a mental thing. Now, on the mental side of that, I like going with Schmidt because think about the kickoff deal that Eric was talking about. He's kicking off every single time, but then he has to go to the sideline and wonder, am I going to kick an extra point? Am I going to kick a field goal? I don't know. What is the coaching staff going to do? Is it going to be me or Noah Burnett? Is it going to be Marcelo Diomede? Like, I don't know. Now he knows. He can go into this Navy game doing the kickoffs, going to the sideline and saying, all right, anytime that my team gets in kicking position, it's going to be me. Let me go make that kick. I think that can make a big difference for him.
All right, let's talk about some news that dropped on Wednesday. Notre Dame scheduling a home with the Auburn Tigers in 27 and 28 in Notre Dame Stadium in 27, at Auburn in 2028. So just as we all expected a year ago, Eric, Deuce Knight starting at Notre Dame Stadium. Maybe.
Yeah, that if he's still there, he may hit the portal. We don't know. But I love this. And Jack Sobel and I did a point counterpoint on this a little bit earlier in the season. What if USC goes bye-bye off the schedule? What would your suggestion be? And mine was schedule 2-game home and homes with SEC teams. It gives you the credibility with the committee and with the kind of the public at large of playing the best brand in college football. And even a team like Arkansas, who's going to finish near the bottom or at the bottom of the SEC standings, you can still see Notre Dame score compared to how other teams did against Arkansas. And so far, Notre Dame has done the best with that. So even if Auburn isn't a top-tier SEC team, you still get that SEC credibility from playing them. I love this. And it's a team that Notre Dame has never played in football. And so that'll leave just 6 teams in the power conferences that Notre Dame has not yet played.
Yeah, it's been a thing for Notre Dame, is scratching off those boxes of teams they haven't played. They did it twice this season with Arkansas and Boise State. Auburn's going to be awesome. I've actually covered a game there, maybe 2. I'm not sure, when I was covering Mississippi State. And the atmosphere, Jordan-Hare Stadium's tremendous. I still don't know how they get that eagle to land at midfield and fly around the stadium and stuff. Like, it's unique. It's awesome. It's what college football is all about. And obviously we know what Notre Dame is, what college football is all about as well. So it'll be a spectacle. And look, I just want to make the point that there's a lot of spectacles on Notre Dame's future schedules. I sent out a social media post recently. I mean, you're talking Texas, Alabama, Arkansas, you mentioned, Wisconsin at Lambeau Field next year, Florida for a home and home, Michigan. In the more recent past, you see Notre Dame home and home with Ohio State and Texas A&M. Like, for anyone that says Notre Dame is not trying to schedule tough, it is putting the big boys of the big conferences on its schedule. And then it's up to those teams that you're seeing right there to pull their weight and be good and make these matchups what they should be. But I love this for Notre Dame. This is a really cool thing.
Yeah, Wisconsin, FSU, Miami, Auburn, Clemson, Texas, Arkansas, Bama, Florida, Michigan. A sampling of opponents on Notre Dame football schedules in the next 10 years. So, yeah, some good stuff around the corner. And good stuff around the corner at Blue and Gold. So make sure you hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the channel to get more content. And our website, blueandgold.com, is your home for all things Notre Dame football and recruiting coverage. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you next time.